everybody, I'm Naysha Nicole if you're new, and if you're not new, hey boo. Okay, so in today's video, I'm going to speak about my experience at LashCon, which I'm way past due because LashCon was 4 months ago, almost 4 months ago, and I'm just a procrastinator and I'm like super busy. On top of that, I no longer work for a company, I work for myself. I'm very much solo. So yeah, it took me like 4 months to make this video. So yeah guys, it was about time that I make this video and let you guys know how my experience went, since a couple girls did actually hit me up on my Instagram when I was posting about LashCon while I was at LashCon. And yeah, and kind of give you guys like my opinion about LashCon, if you should go, what to expect, and what I took from LashCon, and you know, like just give some information about LashCon that a couple of the girls who hit me up about it could learn from. So yeah. And also, don't mind my lashes. I know I'm a lash artist. I'm supposed to have them done all the time, but I missed my appointment because the only available time, you guys, was like early morning. And if you know me, you know I'm not a morning person, but I tried and I missed my appointment, so I had to postpone it. So yeah, disclaimer with my lashes, you guys. And if you are a lash artist who keeps their lashes on, props to you, girlfriend. Okay, you guys, so first I'm gonna start off with what LashCon is. Basically, LashCon is a conference for anybody. I know it has the word lash in there, so like most people think it's only for lash artists, but when I went there, you guys, and this is my first time going there, I learned more about the business side of lashes, or running your own business in general, and then also more about lashes. But what I'm getting to, you guys, is because it says LashCon, it's not all about lashes. It's basically a conference that you learn about your business. You learn about building your business, how to protect your business, how to better yourself as a lash artist, dealing with difficult clients, you guys, what to do in like difficult situations. Like some of the things that I learned from this conference, I was just kind of like blown away, like, oh my God, like I didn't think of that. Like it was a lot of like, oh damn moments, you know what I mean? A lot of information I was giving at this conference that I'm very much thankful for. There were so many people there, you guys, and I'm gonna keep saying lash artists. You're gonna catch me keep saying that because I am a lash artist, but I met girls who were makeup artists, who were nail artists, hairstylists. Of course, there were more lash artists than anything, but I met different, you know, girls in the industry who did all kind of things, and they still took something from this conference. Mind you, it was my first ever conference. Like I didn't think I'd ever be going to a conference to better my business and to build my business, but I took a leap and invested in myself, and I have been following Testiny and Paul for a very long time, like since I was in beauty school, and I do listen to their podcast, so I am gonna plug that in the bio and somewhere on my screen. But I have been following Paul and Testiny for a while, like on their podcast, like I said, and also through their Instagram. So I was like, you know what, let me invest in myself and go to this conference. It's a state away from me. You guys know I live in a city of sin. So I'm like, you know, like, let me see what it's about. Like, let me go and see if I like it. I loved it, and I took a lot from it. Like, I'm very much shocked, kind of, but like, yeah, I'm shocked that I took so much out of it, and it was very much worth it. I feel like I got my money's worth plus more, you guys, and like I said, I'm very grateful that I went. But moving forward, I'm going to tell you guys my experience throughout the whole weekend. I believe LashCon was only like a weekend. It started on I want to say Saturday, and ended on a Monday. Now, I only got the basic ticket, like the standard ticket. They had two different ones. Like you had a VIP ticket, and then you had your standard ticket. For my first time, I just bought the standard ticket, and even with the standard ticket, you guys, it was worth it. But I'm going to tell you guys about my weekend at LashCon with a standard ticket, so you guys could see, you know, what you're going to get with that. And if you want to upgrade your ticket when they have the next LashCon, which I know is coming up, which is why I had to get this video out. So yeah, so I decided to drive out there to LashCon, and I actually brought my boo thing or whatever because like I didn't know if I was gonna bump into anybody that I knew. I didn't know if anybody that I knew was gonna be there. I knew that a lot of people that I met on social media was going to be there, but it's kind of like not the same, you guys. So it just gave me anxiety, like, what if I'm by myself? What if I'm alone? So I brought my boo thing with me so that I didn't feel like by myself. But I ended up talking to a lot of girls very easily. Like, a lot of girls were very excited. And so it was like easy to like talk to girls and like have quick little conversations or whatever. Okay, so LashCon started on Saturday and ended on Monday. If you had a standard ticket, like which I did, you basically got almost everything besides like the extra parties and some other good stuff. So like next time I'm probably gonna get a VIP ticket, but the standard ticket was like bomb too. Like, it was really good. So the first day you go into the hotel of like where LashCon is, and you check in. So you check in, you get your badge with your name, so it's legit or whatever. But so yeah, you get your badge and you get like a goodie bag and you get a scratch off, like whatever. Like, they have like little fun stuff that they give you when you check in, and that's when you receive like your tickets, your drink tickets for all the events and parties that everyone's gonna attend. And that's the first day. Like, so the first day you check in, and I believe check-in was like a pretty decent time. Like, they gave you a long time to check in. That following night is when they had like a welcome party. The first night of the welcome party, you know, I wasn't gonna go, you guys, because I'm like, well, I don't know anybody. I came for just my business. Like, I don't know if I want to party, like whatever. And plus, I had a little bit of anxiety. Like, I did not see any of the girls that I knew personally at LashCon. I seen a whole bunch of girls from everywhere else. And although most of the girls were nice and kind and quick little conversations, most of them, I still was like, I don't know if I want to go. But after checking in, I was waiting for the car, and I was speaking to my boo, y'all, and I was like, I don't know if I should go. And he was like, you should go, like, put yourself more out there, like, you know, show your face more, like whatever. And this girl overheard our conversation, and she's like, yeah, I don't know anybody else either, like, I'm gonna go too. I'm like, hey, I'll be there, like whatever. Like, which I thought was really freaking nice because she didn't know me. So I ended up going just off of that, and I was like, you know what, I'm all the way out here. I took time off of work, so I'm gonna go. And I'm really glad I did, because I had a lot of fun, y'all. Like, I had so much fun. They had so much stuff at this party. Like, I was like, what? There's like not enough time for me to do everything. And I was like, oh. But I'm gonna post pictures and videos of what I got to do and tell you guys about it a little bit more. They had face painting, which I for sure did, and I got this face painting in the middle of my like my forehead, basically, like right here, and it was like this butterfly, and I love butterflies. Anyways, I was hyped about that. They had like cotton candy. I love food, y'all. They had cotton candy, and they had like the balloon things. Like, it was like a carnival theme, kind of, like, you know, and it was popping. They had like a photo area where they had like, you know, a fake mustache, a hat, a necklace, like signs or whatever. They had an actual artist drawing you like in like one of those cartoon ways or whatever, and I really wanted one of those, but it was such a long line that I was just like, you know what, it's all good, whatever. They had an open bar. I don't really drink. I don't drink at all, actually. And they also had like raffle giveaways, tickets, thingies or whatever when you walk in. And I won the first freaking raffle, you guys, and I was freaking lit, and I was like, yes, finally I win something for my hard work of being a lash artist. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, so I was really hyped and lit about that, because I was like, damn, I won something. And I was really happy, like I said, about that. Yeah, so overall I would say that the welcome party that they threw was a success. Like, it was great. It was phenomenal. They had a really good DJ, and I love my music. So big props for that, because that DJ was so good. Everything else about that party was good. Like I said, I don't drink, and I had a great time sober. So yeah. And it was pretty cool to see all the hardworking women in the industry like let loose a little bit and, you know, play games, have fun, like interact and dance and like just enjoy themselves instead of, you know, hardworking business women 24/7. Because now as a solo artist who runs my own business by myself, it's a lot of hard work, and you know, you got to put in that work to get a great outcome, of course, but every now and then it is good to let loose and have fun. And I'm glad they had this welcome party, you know, on the first day, because like a little bit of my anxiety was like, you know, released. So the second day comes around and I was ready to learn, you guys. Like, I'm actually very much nerdy when it comes to the beauty industry. I love like taking notes and learning about lashing and eyebrows and PMU, like permanent makeup, all that. I really love it. So I came prepared, you guys. I came in my little cute suit. I was looking cute as fuck, excuse my language, and I came with my notepad, my multiple gel pens, and I was like ready and prepared to learn. So basically they had it set up to where they had a few speakers every hour, and so you had to choose which speaker you wanted to go to and listen to in person, and then later on you were able to go back and listen to the ones that you missed. So you guys, before I even went to this convention, because they did give you like the list of the speakers who were gonna be there, I had an agenda. Like, I had an agenda to where I'm like, okay, this person I really need to learn from because look how they grew. And I was kind of like, okay, this person, this is a topic that I really need to get into. So I had an agenda of who I wanted to go to, and I was prepared. So they also had this session at the very beginning of the second day where everyone who attended LashCon were able to go, and they had this host, Sheila Bula, I think that's her name. I know her name's Sheila, and she was really good, hilarious, funny. Like, I have a different type of personality, and it kind of matches hers. Like, she's hilarious, and you can tell she like lives her life, and I love that for her. And they also had motivational speakers. They had doctors there. Like I said, some moments in this convention I was kind of like, wow, like I did not even think about that. Like, oh my gosh, like I learned something very valuable, like in business. You know, this is the time where I was like really wowed out, and I'm just like, oh my god, let me write this down. Like, I'm very much nerdy, like I said. Literally wrote everything that I found that was beneficial to me and my business. And this session really gave me a lot of information, a lot of motivation. And one of the motivational speakers that went up there and spoke was Anthony Trucks, and his whole motto was like making shift happen. And it was phenomenal. Like, his story was like crazy. So by listening to this motivational speaker, like, you could literally see the whole room being like, oh, like, okay, wow, like he's making sense. Like, if he could do it, I could do it. You know, I feel like everyone who spoke on that panel of the session one was great, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like, you know, you come from the struggle, you can like really make it up to the top. As corny as that sounds, but when you went to this session, like, you really got that energy and that vibe, and you're like, okay, cool, like, you know, I can do this. My business can really go up, which it is. But so after session one of all of the motivational speakers and doctors and all the dancing that happened, there was a break right after, and then you had your first speaker that you decide to go to, you know, and that's how the day would start. And then they had little breaks and like lunch breaks that you had throughout the day. So the first speaker that I decided to go to was Lulu Lang, and if I'm saying that wrong, I'm sorry, girl. So Lulu was really great, you guys. This woman was wonderful. She basically like gave pinpoint bullet points on how to obtain and keep your clients, and she gave a lot of information. And you know, I have like big respects for her because she literally just had a baby, and she still came out and, you know, did what she had to do for her business and her family. So like, you know, you have to respect that. Plus, she looked good. Like, I think we were almost matching. Like, I had this pink suit kind of thing, and she had a blue one, and I was like, okay, girl. But yeah, she was really good. After she did her whole speech, and like after her speaking to the whole class, is that what you would call this? But you were able to go up to her, and actually you were able to go up to all the speakers. I went up to her and she actually like gave me more tips about, you know, building a website, booking like site, like all that. And I was just like, wow, okay, thank you. Like, and you know, just helping me, like giving me like free game basically. So I'm very glad that I went to Lulu's speech, or her seminar. I don't know what it's called, but I'm glad I listened to her speak, and I have plenty of notes of what she said, and I'm gonna apply that to my business because she's doing so well. It's kind of like, okay, let me see. But sometime in between that day, like the first learning day, they had all these brands that were there, and you could go shopping and buy all this stuff that was pretty good in price. And of course, I'm a shopaholic, you guys. I love shopping. I did have my fun and I did shop a lot. And this was also a time where you could meet, you know, those people that you have been following on social media. Some of the brands that I had been following since beauty school, I met, and I was just like, oh my god, girl, like what? Some of them were really kind and nice, and some of them wasn't. So like if you were like me and you have a little anxiety about going to LashCon for your first time, because this was my first time, and you're worried about going up to certain brands and introducing yourself and putting yourself out there, and if they're turning you away or being rude, just do it anyways, because you got to think about it. There's so many people in the world who have different personalities. They think differently. They're going to judge you, some of them, off of just how you look. But you got to think about it. At the end of the day, you came there for yourself and your business. And even if there's a company that you had been following and they don't want to shake your hand, or they don't want to like be friendly to you, then you know not to go, you know, buy anything from their business. But majority of the brands that I went up to were very kind and nice and excited, and you know, very friendly. There was probably like one company where I was just like, okay girl, like all right girl, but that's it, you know. But like I said, they did have a lot of opportunity for you to shop. I actually have this hat from them, and I also have this shirt that I'm wearing from them, and a whole bunch of other stuff and goodies that I wear. So yeah, I thought that was a cool perk of it all too, even for those brands, because there was a lot of brands that I haven't even heard of, and most of them were good, like I said. So also at the end of the second day of LashCon, they had a couple more parties, and also a thing called Lashes Awards, where lash artists actually got awards for their hard work and their stories and their journeys, and that was pretty cool. I actually didn't attend any of the other parties because I brought out my boo with me. We make this night like a date night or whatever. And I was actually pretty tired too from all of the speakers and learning from this day. So I actually decided not to go to any more of the other parties because I was pretty drained, you guys, and I wanted to spend time with my boo. So I didn't even actually go to this one. So I can't really tell you about the Lashes Award or the like cocktail parties or whatever. So on the last day of LashCon, which was Monday, I actually missed the first speaker that I had signed up for at 8 in the morning, because I, like I said, stayed in LA, which is a 20-minute drive, and one, and then two, I'm not a morning person, so I had to really like try to wake up early. And I woke up, I felt like on time, like 20 minutes before I had to be there. And you guys, coming from LA to any other city, like, it was a drive, especially on a Monday. People are going back to work. So it took me 45 minutes to an hour. So I missed the whole thing, the whole first class. And I was like, damn, like LA, what the hell, LA, you know? But yeah, so yeah, I missed the first speaker that I signed up for on the last day, which I was like, man, whatever, like, you know, I'll do my research on that person another time. So the next speaker that I signed up for was Cheryl from Untamed, and this was probably one of my favorite speakers. Like, I was like, wow, like, I took a lot from this lady. So Cheryl from Untamed spoke a lot about strategy marketing. And honestly, you guys, I don't know everything, but I kind of like figured like, oh, maybe I'll know like most of what she's talking about. You guys, I took a lot from Cheryl from Untamed because she really shows you how to you know, market your company, market yourself, and to market and grab the attention of your clientele. Like, you know what I mean? The certain clientele that's for you. And she made it in a way that was very interesting, and like you really wanted to learn from her, and she was very honest about herself and her company, which I love when people are like that. I also went up to her after she was done speaking, and she gave me more tips, you guys, and I was like, yo, I'm so glad I went to this convention, because I also follow her, and her marketing is like off the chain, super good. And so like the tips she gave me, I applied to my company, to my business. So I'm very much thankful for her for helping me even after she was done speaking. The last speaker that I went to on this day was Tiffany Watson, and I'm very glad I went to her. Oh my gosh, you guys, because I would say she's also one of my top favorite speakers at LashCon, because you guys, yo, she gamed me up. Like, she gamed that whole room up. Meaning, if you guys don't know what that means, it means like she gave us a lot of tips, a lot of like, this is what you should do, this is what you need to do. Yeah, stop doing that. She answered everyone's questions. Some girls had questions about problems they had. She answered them. Most of all the speakers gave out their information on social media, like, so we could follow them. Tiffany was one of the speakers that was like, okay, you can hit me up on Instagram if you have any questions, like, which I really like that, because, you know, I didn't know if, you know, some of the speakers were going to be like, hey, this is your time now, and that's it. All the speakers that I went to were very friendly, and, you know, gave out their Instagram information and their email if we had any other questions. And actually, she was one of the women that I messaged after the conference when I was trying to, like, you know, further my business, and she like helped me. She messaged me back. We were back and forth, and I do really appreciate that, girl. So thank you, boo. So yeah, that was the last speaker that I actually went to on the last day. Then we had a lunch break that lasted 2 hours, and then we had the session 2, kind of like the first one. There was another party. I think it was like the pajama party. I didn't go to that. I went home, and I had to leave early right at lunch, only because I had to go home. I had clients that next day, which was probably a mistake, because after a long weekend of learning and going to a business convention, you probably need a day off, like a day or two off, because all that information you're consuming could be a lot, you know what I mean? And so I had to drive back home because I had to work the next day. And so yeah, so I didn't really go back. I didn't really go to the parties like that, you guys. I only went to the welcome party, which I'm very glad I did. And I missed session 2 and missed my first speaker on the last day. But all in all, I still left with so much information, and I did get a chance to go back and listen to all the other speakers that I was interested in. So if you were like me and you were nervous or indecisive on going to LashCon, and it's your first time going and you're thinking about it, girl, just go. You know, go for your first time at least. I would say that. I know there was a couple girls who hit me up about LashCon, like I said, when I was posting about it while I was there. Just go for your first time, experience it, put yourself out there. You are going to learn so much information from this conference, not even BSing. I paid for this conference with my hard-earned money, and I honestly feel like I got my value for it plus more. The goodie bags itself, like their sponsors were very much friendly with, you know, their products. I left with a whole bunch of goodies and a whole bunch of things to try, but also I feel like I left with so much information that's gonna make me double, triple my money. Don't worry about if you're gonna meet friends there. If you do, great. If not, okay. You went there for yourself and your business. If you meet someone who's not so friendly, then brush it off. Like I said, you're there for yourself. If you meet a brand that's not so friendly, whatever, brush it off. Go to the nice, friendly brand. And, you know, I would also say party, but don't party so much, because then it's kind of like, okay, what's the point? Like, you partied too much that you were too hungover to go to the speakers and actually learn, which is what you paid for. You know, so yeah, party, let loose, get comfortable, because we all need that. We all work hard, but don't party so much. And that's my advice for you. And yeah, so I think LashCon is coming up in a few months, like either this summer, I believe. So yeah, last year's conference was in November, but I believe they have the next one coming in the summer. So I would recommend, if you haven't been your first time, to go. Just do it. So overall, my opinion on this conference, I think that every person in the beauty industry should go at least one time and enjoy themselves and learn. And I think I took a lot from this conference, and I'm glad I went. So yeah. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. This is the end of my video, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.